Hi, fourth graders. It's Ms. De Silva. Thank you for joining me for another lesson. Today, we're going to be talking and learning about disabilities. Now, you've probably heard that word before, but maybe you have a lot of questions, or there could be a lot of things about disabilities that you don't know. The big reason we're talking about this right now is because the beginning of December is National Disability Day. So it's important that we respect one another, and part of that is embracing each other's differences, right? That we all are different in many different ways, which is what makes our world so interesting and more exciting. Imagine if we were all exactly the same. Life would be so boring, right? So one type of or description we would use for disabilities are physical disabilities. Physical disabilities affect a person's body, like how they're able to move, such as with their arms, or how their arms or legs move, how they speak, maybe how well a person is able to hear. And so people with physical disabilities may need some extra help. And for example, maybe a person that has trouble with their legs, the muscles in their legs, then they would use a wheelchair. Or somebody that has trouble hearing would use a hearing aid. So those are just a couple examples, but we're going to watch a video right now so we can learn a little bit more.
My name is Phoebe. I'm 11 years old and I have got cerebral palsy. I am disabled and I cannot walk or talk. I use a special computer to help me talk. I use it by looking at my screen.
Phoebe is very bright and intelligent. She's very driven and hardworking. She's always trying to achieve her goals, and she likes to participate in all the activities we do as a family. So we try and enable as much as possible that she can do the things that we do and adapt them to make sure that she's very much involved, and she loves all that. She's very adventurous.
I am clever. I am just like you. And I don't like people talking to me like I am a baby.
Is this your daughter?
Yes, it is, yeah.
She's very pretty.
I know, she's lovely, isn't she?
And how old is she?
She's 11.
Oh, tell me, what's wrong with her?
There's nothing wrong with her. You can talk to her.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I am just like you. I love swimming. And I love to go skiing. I go to schools and they ask me questions like, how do you use your computer? And I ask them questions like, what's your favorite animal?
What would you like to do at school?
I like maths.
What would you like to be when you're older?
I would like to be on television.
What's it like not to talk?
It is normal.
When Phoebe wakes up in the morning, she has enormous challenges to overcome, but she's so positive, happy and determined that we don't really see them as challenges, and she certainly doesn't. She's great with people, she's got a winning smile, and she really engages with people that take the time and come up to her and speak to her. She loves that. I'm incredibly proud of her.
You might meet me or someone else with a physical disability. Don't treat us like a baby or ignore us. Talk to me.
So there were a couple really important things that came up in that video that I noticed. One was when they were talking about what they do as a family, and they were saying how they still do all the same things. They just have to adapt things a little bit so that it's something that they can all participate in together. And that's exactly something to remember for people with physical disabilities. It's not that they can't participate in the same things. They just might have to adapt or change things a little bit so that they can participate. Phoebe also mentioned at the end how you can talk to her, you can go up to her, please don't ignore her. And I think that's something really important to remember. Just because someone has a disability and they might be different from you doesn't mean that you just ignore them, right? They're people just like you and I. So it's important that we treat everybody in that way. So that's something to keep in mind. We are going to talk a little bit about learning disabilities. So learning disabilities are different from physical disabilities. Learning disabilities affect the brain. They might affect how someone can read, write, or complete math. This varies a lot depending on the type of learning disability. But these are usually more invisible disabilities, so it's something that we can't see from the outside. But that it is still something that means that a person might need a little bit of extra help. But remember that we all need extra help with different things, right? Because some of us, we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. Let's watch a video where we can learn a bit more about learning disabilities.
My name is Jordan, and I have autism, a lifelong disability which affects the brain, how we can communicate, and our ability to understand the world around us. It is very, very hard to fit in.
Hello, my name is Santi. Hello, my name is Anna.
Anna and Tansy have Down syndrome, which is a genetic condition, which means they have a learning disability. Just like all children, every child with Down syndrome is completely different, but they need a little bit of extra help to be able to understand instructions and join in with activities.
When you see someone with autism, these are the things you should know. If you see them talking to themselves, don't automatically think they're weird. Really, it is their autism. If someone is kicking off in the street, don't think they are naughty. It is hard for them to cope with noises and things around them. I don't like it when people don't understand my autism, and they talk about me, and not to me. That boy's so weird.
Tansy and Isla are just like any other 8-year-old girl. They like to do activities such as ballet and horse riding and swimming, and they want to do the same things as their friends, and they don't understand why they can't do the same activities as their friends. So as a parent, really, I would just ask that you take the time to find out how you can help and support them access any activity, and also not be afraid of their disability, and just be open to asking any questions to find out how you can actually support them.
I love drama and filmmaking, and I want to be treated like any mainstream child.
I love swimming.
Learning to swim should be fun, and we're an all-inclusive swimming school where we accept all disability groups as well as children who have no disabilities. We have young Tansy swimming with us. She has swum with us for quite a few years now, since a small child. She thoroughly enjoys her lessons. The teachers thoroughly enjoy working with Tansy. We very much hope that all sporting groups will accept anybody with any disability to join in the mainstream classes. Everybody has fun, whether it's with a big disability, small disability, or no disabilities.
I like ballet.
Step close, step point, up, and down. Step close, step point, up, and down. Step close, step point, up, and down. Step close, step point, up, and down.
When you meet someone with autism or another learning disability, treat them fairly, like everyone else.
So this part of the video really stuck out to me because I think this is really common, right? When someone's different from us, we automatically just think, or people might think, they're weird. That's weird. That's what they said in the video. And really that's not kind, not respectful, and just not thinking about how we all have differences, right? And that's okay. So I hope that you will remember that when you're in a situation again where you find someone to be different from you, and remember that really you can find something different in everybody that you know. So hopefully if you're watching this with your class, then you have the opportunity to discuss this a little bit. So I'm going to leave you with a couple questions. First, I want you to think about what are some challenges that a person with a disability might need to overcome. They definitely talked about that in both of those videos. So I hope that you can discuss that with your class or discuss it with somebody at home. Also, I want you to think about how can you support someone with a disability? So what can you do as a person to make sure that if you know someone with a disability, that you're being a good person and a good friend? They definitely gave some ideas in the video, such as asking questions, not ignoring them, including them just like you include everybody else. Those were 3 things that really stuck out to me. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. I really appreciate you joining me and learning more about disabilities, and I hope that you'll keep this in mind into the future. I'll see you next time.